What is up guys, Andy Forest Team Runner here and welcome back to another training video. And in today's training video, as you can see, training is done. We are talking all about my entry-level hill workout that I do when I am base building. But just because the workout is done does not mean I did not capture it all on camera, including a full last rep sprinting up the hill as hard as we could, and yes, it was the best one that we did. So the goal of today guys is to take you through the workout that I'm doing, which is 10 by 1 minute off and then a gentle jog back down to the start. This is the start of one of 3 weeks of my hill training during base phase. So we're doing one hill workout this week, another next week, another week after, and maybe another one then if we extend the base building phase to 6 weeks, before then kicking in to some 10k training. I'm knackered, as you can see. So what we're going to do, we'll roll the footage of the workout, then after that we'll go back, we will analyze the results, and I'll tell you just exactly why I love doing this type of workout and how it's going to make me stronger for my upcoming races whenever the races come back around. So if you're excited for today's video guys, make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and without further ado, watch me suffer. So there we go, hill workout done and dusted in the New Balance FUELCELL TC. That was a good one. Really enjoyed that workout. I'm going to talk about the workout a little bit more shortly. I want to deliver a little bit of quick information on this shoe for you guys to let you know how this thing held out. And my goal over the next few weeks is to be doing hill workouts during my base building phase. And in each of those hill workouts, I want to be trying a different shoe to kind of try and find the best shoe that I have in my rotation to be doing hill workouts in. So for me, it was of course the turn of the FUELCELL TC. I had to do a speed test and a long run test. Wanted to get that done for you guys and out there so that I could then start to rack up the miles in this thing, which I will be doing over the next few weeks, and try and ramp it up to 100 miles as soon as possible to get you guys my thoughts on how this thing lasts and hold out. Because I am noticing already after 30 miles a few creases and crinkles in the FUELCELL midsole. But how did this thing perform overall on the hills? Well, it was an absolute gem, if I'm honest with you. And the reason it was a gem, you will have seen, well, if you saw the speed long run test video, you'll know why. But the reason it was a gem was, I think, the carbon plate. The propulsion I got up that hill, and we'll talk about the times and stuff very shortly, the propulsion I got up that hill was absolutely fantastic. And I went out there with the thought of doing 10 by, but I was prepared to do 8, which is what I started off at my base building phase back in December and January. Earlier this year, I started with 8 in week 3, 10 by 1 minute in week 4, and 12 by 1 minute in week 5. I've already laid down a benchmark of 10 in week 3 of my base building phase, which means next week we're going to shoot for 12, and the week after we're going to shoot for 14. And I went out there with that mindset because I thought, well, 8 will be the minimum, but we'll see how the shoe holds out, and if it does well, we'll shoot for 10. And I'll be completely honest with you, I think I could have done 20 in this shoe. I felt so good. It was tough, it was hard, I was pushing, but every time I got to the top of the hill, cruised back down, turned around, I felt ready to go again. And I do accredit it, a lot of it to fitness gains, but a lot of it to this shoe. It was just an absolute pleasure. It bounced me up that hill like no other, and the FUELCELL in the back, the what I would call extra padding, because it is quite thick here around the heel, was very useful towards the last few reps when I was getting a little bit sloppy coming down that hill and heel striking, which I'm not afraid to admit, I certainly did that on probably reps 8, 9, and 10 as I was running down the hill trying to get my breath ready to go again for the next rep. So overall the shoe did really well. Let's talk about the workouts. So guys, let's talk about the workout itself and my plans. As I just alluded to in my base building phase, I tend to do base building, or have been doing it for about 5 to 6 weeks. The last block of training I just did 5 weeks. In the first 2 weeks I do steady and easy running, and then with some strides and 3 times a week. And then in this one I'm doing exactly the same. I'm doing the first 2 weeks easy with strides and steady running, and that's done and dusted. In weeks 3, 4 and 5 in the other blocks that I've done, I tend to chuck in a hill workout. Last time was 8 by 1 minutes on, and then jog back down in week 3, week 4 10 minutes on, and then week 5 12. This week, as I said, or this block, sorry, I should say, as I've already alluded to, we started at 10. So then it's going to be 10, 12 and 14, which is going to be a challenge, but I'm always up for a challenge. This week's repetitions were fantastic. We did each and every one of them under sub 7 minute mile pace, bar one. One slipped over 7:02 or 7:05 or something like that. But other than that, they were all well within the 6 minute per mile range, 6 to 7 minute range, which is fantastic going up that hill for a minute. I'm really, really happy with how fitness is, where my fitness is at. This base building stuff is just an absolute gem. And if you guys are not using this time wisely and incorporating base building into your training, then honestly, it's something I could not recommend highly enough. And why am I doing hills? Well, I did a whole video about why I do hills, and then I did a video about my top 3 favorite hill workouts. So I'm not going to cover old ground. If you haven't seen those, you can go back on the channel and watch those. But my goal simply is this. In the first few weeks of base building, I want to build up that strength and that power in the beginning, the explosiveness of powering up a hill, so that when I come into a proper training block, I can start doing longer intervals on the hills, on rolling hills, and then some tempo runs, just like we did in the Spring Trails Half Marathon training series only a few weeks ago. That set me up to be in the fitness shape of my life, and I am determined to continue that later into this year and be as race ready as I can for whenever the races come back around. So overall, a really successful hill workout, really happy with it, and of course I cannot wait to jump into weeks 4 and 5. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me. It's been a while since I've done a workout video, and I can assure you there will be plenty more workout videos coming with shoe rotations, with different shoes, and I'll be giving you my feedback on how each of the shoes that I take out do on these workouts. I think next week is going to be the turn of the Nova Blast, which will be really interesting because I really do feel a good sense of propulsion and pop in that shoe. So I'm excited to see how that thing does on the hills. And if you have any requests for workout videos, let me know in the comments below. I am of course going to be doing some time trials as well over the next few weeks. Again, I won't cover old ground, but I've documented that in previous videos as to what my plans are going to be over the next few weeks. But once this base building phase is done and dusted, yes, we are jumping in to some 10k training. There will be a 5k time trial at the beginning. There will be a 10k time trial at the end. So I'm excited for that, and I've yet to decide what shoes. I might even put a vote out what shoes. I'm really keen to do a 5k in the Nova Blast, and then potentially the 10k I might try in the FUELCELL TC. So we'll see how that goes. But as I said, the evenings are getting lighter, the trails are getting better, the workout videos are going to be coming thick and fast for you guys. So that's it for today's video, guys. Please make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Until then.